Ace 4. No. Anyway, one ace was enough. Twenty bigs. Here, good. Call.
Call.
So we do have 3 players remaining right now. Chip leader, Makita Badziakowski, who just doubled up Rui Cao before the break. King 10 versus Ace King. Now Peter Jenton here is the short stack. Eight, 5 of hearts. It's gonna open the button. 240,000. Rui in the small blind of ace 9. Actually seems like a tough spot. It seems like you should be ahead of Badziakowski's range a ton. Not sure if the graphics are wrong because it's actions on Jetton. I guess Rui folded his small blind ace 9 offsuit, so they're gonna take a flop.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we'd see that kind of discipline from Rui.
We did hear him mention the word ICM, so he is aware of it, but just not completely, because I think when he called the ace king and doubled up, he said, I'm not sure if there's a call based on ICM, but I don't know it. So seems to have a reasonable understanding. Badziakowski min, well, just a little bit min. Blinds are 61,20,000 right now with 20,000 ante. The blinds just keep going up. I feel like Rui Cal is going to play pretty snug until Jetton kind of gets like a similar stack to him, or Jetton doubles up. But when you're that middle guy, and Jetton just seems like he needs to fight for pots a little bit more right now, so then, and didn't kind of start getting involved or not. So this is a scenario you want to be in when you are the chip leader, where the other two are waiting each other out, and they're going to give you extra pots that you probably wouldn't normally win. So like he just got a walk of 8 deuce offsuit. So ace deuce suited on the button. I think raising and shoving are both viable options.
I think limping's a viable option as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll see what he picks. Don't think folding is going to be ever the choice. I think he's really thinking about it. There's a lot of different choices.
This is a close spot. He does just move all in here.
He should just take down the blinds and antes usually, and never get moved off his hand. So I believe we might be playing some short deck if this tournament finishes early for a little bit on stream for you guys. I haven't verified it yet, but let's just focus on this action. Bondziakowski over 10 million now.
Wow.
Yeah,
He
I
lets
thought
that
he
one
just
go.
wasn't Bondziakowski like. Didn't he just double up Rui Cal? How's he already at 10 million?
I figured he would be playing near 100% VPIP on the button. I figured 8-5 offsuit would qualify as a hand he wanted to open.
Well, he's going to let the two short stacks battle it out to decide who wants to play heads up. Raises Jack 3 suited. Jetton with Queen 9 offsuit. I think he just needs to defend. Try to fight off Rui Cal. That's calling chips. So Rui Cal outflops Jetton, top pair 3 kicker. He's gonna fire the flop.
Still can't figure out what's going on with Rui Cal's shirt.
Just found some black tape. Everyone knows what a white shirt looks like.
Rui Cal now with King 8 suited on the button. See how he chooses to play this hand. He raises it up to 260.
Badziakowski is going to defend 10-5 offsuit. It's a pretty weak hand.
Yeah, he knows that post-flop he can really put some pressure on Rui if he wanted to.
Badziakowski is no stranger to three-handed play. Coming from a cash game background, he's often in these situations, so he's going to feel very comfortable, but he just has 10 high. He's going to have to check fold here.
This tournament started with 63 entries. We're now down to the final 3. Some of the best players in the world have all traveled to Montenegro to compete to try to be the Triton Super High Roller 2018 Montenegro Series champion. And we're now down to 3 very, very tough players.
Badziakowski with Jack 3 of clubs. Is he going to raise or is he going to limp? Yeah, I like the raise, but it's not going to work. I think he's raising because Jeton has less chips than Rui Cal, so he can put a lot more pressure this way.
So now if you're Rui,
yeah, I like shoving all in here. Just take it down. You think, wait, do you prefer 3-betting and trying to induce Badziakowski to make a shove?
No, I'm curious if you ever want to flat.
No, I don't think I can flat here. Just too often you just take it down. You get so many better hands to fold, like a little pairs, right? All little pairs are going to fold. And flatting, like, you're not... Rui Cal is not that far ahead of Jeton, too, in chip stacks. Like, think if Rui Cal had, like, 5 million... and we can start considering playing a little bit slow and see what happens to Jeton first.
60? Oh, yeah. Huh? 100K up? What? You scream the cards when I need it. Ace.
Min raise from Kamita Badziakowski with pocket 8s. Over to Jeton with 15 big blinds. He has King 7 offsuit. I imagine we'll see him take a flop here. Been seeing Kamita Badziakowski bet pretty small in spots like this. Does bet very small here, 1/5 the size of the pot. And if I'm Jeton, I'm going to be calling.
Yeah, you got the nut flush draw, backdoor flush draw, excuse me, and You can just easily have the best hand. Kalski's gonna be betting like any two cards that isn't paired. So he does make the call.
Nine on the turn. You think we'll see Kamita bet here? I imagine we'll see him check the turn.
So Kalski's gonna check it back. River's a king, so Jetton River's the pair of kings.
Surprised we don't see betting that river.
So on to the next hand. Jetton chips up to 2.4 million.
Check or flop, check.
Yeah, if I were Jetton there, I would have gone for some value on that river. When you check and your opponent bets, you're going to call. So the only instance in which you should check that river instead of betting is if you think that your opponent is going to bluff on the river. You're not going to save yourself any chips by checking. So I would have preferred to see Peter Jetton bet that river with his pair of kings.
Rui Cal on the button. He's gonna let that one go. Peter Jetton. Don't see the whole cards right now. Playing about 19 big blinds effective. It's gonna limp. Kalski now. We don't know his whole cards either. It's not too much I can really say. So I'm gonna take a free flop. Alright, so two unknown hands. 3, 3, 4. Usually there's the type of board where whoever wants to bet first will win it. Jetton's gonna check. Kalski. I wonder if he decides to bet or not. I don't know his hand. Seems like a decent spot to bet regardless, though. And this pot's over.
For something. What should I have, like 8? 9?
I have 9. So yeah, that's 9.1, 9.3, something like that.
Thank you. One double up, and I'm shit leader. One hand lost, and I'm out.
All right, over to Jetton. He's going to be the first one to act. Jack 7 offsuit. I get the vibe he's going to fold this spot.
Yeah, I think he should be folding here. To Makita, small blind. King, queen of spades. I think we're going to see him raise up again here out of the small blind.
Well, he made it 400,000 last time.
Calling.
So he just shoves all in. Rui Cow has about 33 to 34 big blinds effective, and seems a bit interesting.
Pocket 5.
Yeah, I think I would have raised. Again, it's another spot where when you get called, you're in pretty bad shape, right? So you're getting all worse hands to fold and all better hands to call there.
Better? Worse.
I can tell you one thing, this would be a huge mistake to be calling me with like pocket eights hands.
Huh?
I'm saying it would be a huge mistake to call me with like hand like pocket eights.
Pocket 8? Me?
Yeah.
I'm not folding pocket 8.
You didn't know he's playing for second?
I'm not
He's
paying
trying to
for
win.
ICM,
He's trying to
man.
win this thing.
I want the trophy.
So
I assume you also want 5 million.
Yeah.
pocket jacks for Makita. Now that's interesting. He says that, right? Like he shoves 35. He's supposed to fold pocket. He's kind of like telling Rui Kel, don't make a call you're not supposed to make. So I can, when I make these shoves, they're good shoves, right?
Exactly.
So it's kind of like,
It's disadvantageous for Makita if Rui Cow calls there when he shouldn't. So
Right.
he's trying to educate Rui Cow. Rui Cow saying, yeah, I'm not folding pocket eights. We don't know whether or not that's true. Of course, it advantages Rui Cow if Makita thinks that he wouldn't fold eights there.
yeah, it's very interesting strategy because you're kind of like, if you can educate your opponents to play the way they're supposed to, that's actually better for you, right? Like for the way Badzikowski is playing his hands.
Right.
Trophy's not.
And usually you don't want to educate your opponents on how to play properly, but
You're right. And Peter Jetton's sitting over there saying, no, you can go ahead and call with eights.
Show my mom, you know. I can win tournaments too.
Rui Cal wants to shift this tournament. I actually don't think he would have folded eights.
I won't say no to 5 million.
I don't think so either.
But maybe with that extra information he would. I kind of want this scenario to happen just to see what he would do. So Jetton here, Queen 7 offsuit. In the small blind. If he limps, I think Badzikowski should shove ace-3 suited. It doesn't play excellent post-flop. Just folds.
You're always getting it right.
Yeah, it's a very tricky scenario. How do you play a hand like Queen 7 offsuit in a small blind as Peter Jetton with like a 2 million stack?
Hands ahead.
Probably just fold.
Yeah, he did just fold. Like,
What do you mean?
it's
Well, you do have all the chips, so.
he's playing. He's
Not
just
that
gotta
surprising,
fold so much, right? Like, kind of like you said, it's a race.
Old school. Fun. Showing the good hands, like, oh, it's pretty old school.
Yeah, I mean, you could see them on the stream anyway.
No, I mean, you know. Make sure people still fall to you.
So Jetton's gonna fold. Badzikowski with King Jack. So does that mean he shoves this hand all in pre-flop as well?
I don't think that he should.
But he shoved King Queen suited. It's practically the same situation. The hands that are gonna call you, like, gonna have the same type of equity. Very similar, at least. Seems. So he's.
I mean, Baz.
I feel like Baziakowski is actually trying to condition Rui to look at Peter Jetton's stack by just looking. You saw how he stared at it?
Exactly.
He knows how much chips he has. He was reminding Rui, you can't call that light. So he does make the shove.
Show decks maybe.
This is very smart.
I don't know. I wonder if you know, people who are very, very good at ICM, if this is the way that Mikita should be playing his 30 big blind effective stack here against Rui Cao in the big blind. Mikita obviously is very, very confident in his post-flop game, so for him to just be open shoving against Rui Cao here, he has to really think that this is a good spot.
Yeah.
And everyone will see that you're a huge coward on the live stream.
Correct.
I like both of your point of view. I think you have, I don't know why, I think you have completely different opinions about
See, Peter Jetton is trying to tell Rui Cao, don't be a coward on stream, because he wants him to call in.
Weird.
So it's a very interesting dynamic. Not many pots are being played. It's everyone just trying to educate Rui Cao how to play, because Rui Cao is primarily a cash game player. So Baziakowski folds the button. You predicted that he should open the button very wide, but he folded 6-5 offsuit. Let's kind of let these two guys battle it out.
Seems like he's just waiting for that small blind opportunity to shove all in against Rui.
I mean, that's what you usually would see, but it's not happening right now. Like, a lot of guys would just shove the small blind into the big blind. The big blind's going to eventually call, or he gets chipped down where he needs to shove. But very different scenario. You know, I actually think if he raised the button, Jetton might actually fold a hand like Jack 7 offsuit in the big blind. But Rui Cao is the one who's betting out with 8-5 high. Jetton has bottom pair. So it goes check, check on the turn. It's Rui Cao. He's reaching for chips. He's got 8 high. He's going to put the pressure. He thinks Jetton has a 7. 375,000. Do you think Jetton can make the call here? It's a limp pot. Min bet by Rui Cao on the flop. Check, check on the turn. River's a deuce. He puts Jetton on a 7 or a 10. What a nice bluff here. If it works. Just 8 high. Jetton's thinking about it.
Rui's bet does not make a whole lot of sense. I feel like he'd bet a lot of aces on the turn.
So it looks like he has a... He's trying to represent a queen, usually.
Right.
Fold.
So he folds. Oh, he folds. Oh, that's... Dealer could have made the wrong mistake. Call? Oops. So we got a new dealer coming in. Mikita Baziakowski of 82 big blinds, almost 10 million chips. I think his opponents might have chipped up on him a little bit as a team. 19 million for champion. Third place we get 8 million Hong Kong dollars. I mean, Rui Cao's been playing some excellent poker, just like finding good spots to steal these pots that I think most people would just check fold.
You don't have ace this time.
So Wojciechowski
Can't be right every time, I guess.
gets a walk again.
Oh, 4.2, right?
2.5, 2.8. 3. 4.2.
Okay, so he's been shoving king queen suited, king jack offsuit. I don't think he shoves this hand, but if he shoves this hand, then he's shoving any two, right?
Right, yeah,
so
we're
he's
not going to
gonna-
see him shove here.
It's interesting that now he wants to see some flops. Rui Cao probably slightly suspicious. He's actually going to raise him with Jack 5 offsuit right now. Rui Cao is on point. Even though he knows that he should be tight, he knows where Wojciechowski is at in the hand. An easy raise for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying if you're going to shove into me with your stronger hands when you limp, what does that mean about your hand?
Yeah, very nice read. Like people, like Paul Fawnham, and kind of tease Rui Cao when he plays a lot of pots and things like this, but I see like a player who's always trying to find ways to basically win the tournament or just win pots, and that is a good characteristic to have when you're deep in the tournament, because you're just not like skipping every spot. Over to Wojciechowski on the button, king 7 offsuit. Love to see him raise this one. So going to min raise.
240.
Jetton's actually getting shorter and shorter. He's only got about 12.5 big blinds. Is he going to defend this one? He probably realized he's getting chipped down slowly. So he's going to start seeing some flops. If he keeps folding, well, Rui's going to keep folding. Then he's going to be down to like 10 big blinds. So maybe try and just flop something now and try and get it in.
Yeah, we saw Jetton fold this hand earlier.
Flop comes Jack 6-6 rainbow. Wojciechowski likely to just bet 140K. Something really small. His opponent usually would just whiff here so hard.
Yeah, in a cash game, I'd expect him to check this back sometimes, but probably not with this situation in a tournament.
Yeah, there's no way. So 125,000, practically a min bet. Jetton can't even do anything against the minimum bet. It's gonna fold. Alright, so Jen's gonna give Badziakowski another walk. So Badziakowski slowly chipping up. If I'm Jen, I'm just gonna look for a spot to just steal some blinds and antes, because that'll buy you more time to pick up some hands.
Well, what Jeton is hoping is that since Makita is shoving so wide, small blind versus big blind, that Rui Cao is just going to pick up a hand that he's going to call with.
Yeah, but it seems that's just such an unlikely scenario to happen anytime soon.
Of course.
Because if you're hoping that it could happen like within like the next 2 or 3 orbits, but that's like 9 hands. You are going to be blinded down even more. He needs to look for a spot to just shove this button soon, I think. Well, he's got some fold equity.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I think Jeton is not really going to diverge from Nash equilibrium shove ranges with the chip stacks of these other players. Think we're going to see Badziakowski move all in here? I don't think so.
I think it's a reasonable shove, though. It's Rui Cao is going to call even tighter because of how short Jen actually is now, about 10 big blinds. So he is going to shove.
Wow, he does go all in.
I mean, it's the play I expect him to make, and it's going to take it down.
Almost queen, queen. Queen, queen, ICM4.
Queen queen is a call. Jack jack is a call. Tens is a borderline. Ace king is a very easy fold. Because you're never getting a huge advantage with ace king.
Ace queen.
I mean, again, Makita is educating
Now if
Rui
you're gonna
Cao.
call, you're gonna look even
Do you
more
think what
stupid
Makita's
because
saying
we
is
already
right?
know, I already told you.
It's possibly. I have not studied ICM
Well,
really at all.
Makita saying ace king is a fold because you don't ever have a huge advantage with ace king. If Rui Cao would have had ace king any of the 3 times Makita shoved, he would have had a huge advantage.
Yeah,
He was up against king queen,
Just for
king
the
jack,
record,
and
I'm
king
not
3.
shoving every hand. I'm shoving only a pretty one.
How much you have?
I mean, what he's saying is that usually he's got 2 live cards against ace king, and then that scenario
About a million.
be
A little more.
quite bad. So Rui Cao shoves the small blind, king 6 suited, Jeton in the big blind, queen 7 diamonds. This has got to be a tough spot, right? You've got about 10 big blinds. I imagine this is quite close. You're the Nash guy. You would know what to do with queen 7 diamonds.
Tough spot here.
I think it might be a call. It's very close. As long as Rui Cao is shoving properly, like 5-6 suited and 10-9 suited. So many hands. If he folds this one, just gonna have to wait for the button shove.
Yeah, queen 7 suited is a call here. Jeton should be calling as wide if he's playing based on Nash equilibrium as queen 4 suited.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that queen 7 suited would be a call. I don't know if he's gonna make it, but he's got a shot clock. He's used his time bank on this hand. It's very tough. I think I would call here. He does make the call. He is going to see the bad news, but he's not that far behind. He's got a 41% chance to double up here.
Is it a call? Oh.
She knows better.
Rui Cao is like, I don't think that's a call. I don't know. Everyone doesn't know. Here comes the flop. Oh, Rui Cao's flop. Top pair and the nut flush draw. Peter Jeton turns a pair of 7s. He needs a queen or a 7. River's a deuce, and Peter Jeton's going to be our 3rd place finisher. He is going to cash for about 8 million Hong Kong dollars. That is 1 million USD. That is a very good payday. You know, he played very well, just grinded his way up to top 3. Got eliminated here.
Yeah, very good finish for Peter Jetton, the old-time pro. We saw him earlier. Oh, we're going to go down to an interview to Tatiana here in a second.
Color up, please.
Peter, such a big sigh coming out of you. What's going through your head?
It was just such a slow burn at the end. I didn't win a hand, it felt like three-handed. Maybe I won that one pot against Makita, but other than that, just didn't seem like I ever had the best hand and lost a little, lost it until I had to call it off with the worst hand, basically.
How was the tournament for you overall? Did you enjoy it? Are you happy how you played?
Oh yeah, unbelievable tournament. I love Maestro. It's an amazing casino, and